Amgen Breakaway from Heart Disease women's race, more casually known as the Tour of California, is the only trip to North America for the Women's World Tour. But it covers all bases. Rolling hills, a Category 1 climb, a flat-out sprint and a criterium all within 4 stages. Stage 1's hilly loop around Lake Tahoe would give defending champion Megan Guarnier her first taste of racing on home soil this year.
There's a lot less wind this year, so it could play out differently, and of course it's still this really difficult finish at altitude. We all have our own personal goals every race, but I think we'll see how the race plays out. And the beautiful part about this team is we all know how to play off each other and use our strengths and for the success of the team.
I'm more of a SoCal girl, but still proud to be here in California and share this beautiful place with my teammates and competitors alike. And yeah, just enjoy the racing and the scenery, and it's a great place to be.
Last year it was really good here. This year it's actually quite different with the second stage and the really long climb, so that could change things up a bit. But yeah, this first stage I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, I think it suits me, so hopefully give it a good crack.
Setting off in South Lake Tahoe at an altitude of almost 2,000 metres, coping with the atmosphere was the first challenge for many of the 94-strong field. That was compounded by the next challenge, the Category 3 climb at Emerald Bay. Though there was a reward at the top, with Queen of the Mountains points on offer. Christabel Durbel-Hickok of Silence took the full 3 points on offer, with Scotty Lechuga just missing out. It was still all together at the first intermediate sprint into Homer, with the European teams battling it out. Amy Peters pipping Arlenis Sierra and Barbara Guarici. But it was the American teams that really ignited the race. Lindsay Bayer, who is both a co-owner and rider for Hagen's Berman, gained a small advantage but was soon caught. Mandy Heinz countered almost immediately but couldn't make it stick. Alison Tetrax struck out next, the Californian native quickly racking up 13 seconds on the rest. The Silence rider has competed in every Tour of California ever held and was keen to make her presence felt in this one, stretching her advantage to 30 seconds by Tahoe City. But the peloton reorganised and it was all together by 54 kilometres in. The American teams were yet again fired up for the breakaway. Rushley Buchanan of United Healthcare and Ingrid Drexel of Tibco SVB taking the lead this time. And it quickly became quite a lead. The two national champions representing Mexico and New Zealand working together to get a minute ahead. They were pursued by some familiar faces, Heinz and Bayer, who both tried to make early solo escapes, working together this time. The front two were 1 minute 50 seconds ahead at one point, but as they neared the Nevada border, so neared the peloton behind them, spurred on by Olympic champion Anna van der Breggen in a super domestique role. Once the break was brought back, only 50 riders remained in contention. Hagen's Berman was certainly not going to be left behind, launching yet another attack. Lizzie Williams this time, gaining 12 seconds, then 30 seconds, then eventually more than 1 minute. It was an effort that would see her rewarded with the jersey for most courageous rider. But as we've seen so often this season, when any break gets dangerous, Boels-Dolmans takes control. Williams reached the long uncategorised ascent completely alone. But with the acceleration behind, it was here that her 17-kilometre solo effort came to an end. It was also here that the group thinned out, the pace ramped up by the drop cycling team, Anna Christian doing the damage. None of the GC favourites had been shaken off, however. Brianne Nalder of Visit Dallas DNA Pro Cycling clearly had some energy to spare, storming out with just over 10 kilometres to the finish. Bayer joined her third breakaway of the day. But it didn't pay off. Everything would come down to the very final climb up to Heavenly. United Healthcare took control at the front. Buchanan still had more to give, forcing the pace on the final run-in. Peters made the first move though, just as the road ramped up onto the Category 3 climb. A fast finisher herself, but also a warning sign of Boels-Dolmans' attacks to come. And so they did. Caroline Canuel firing straight up the left side as soon as Peters was caught. Elena Amilusic reached her first, but Katie Hall was quick to counter, a rider who thrives in this setting, having won the stage at Lake Tahoe back in 2015. It wasn't her day this time though. Van der Breggen leapt out, just as she had done so successfully in the Ardennes, but this time with teammate Guarnier in her slipstream. It was the same climb that the defending champ triumphed on last year, and Guarnier and her team were giving everything to see history repeat itself. After suffering a concussion early on in her year, Guarnier's hopes of a victorious spring season were left shattered. But she refused to let go of a win here, in Stars and Stripes, in her adopted home state of California. And so it would be victory and redemption for last year's Women's World Tour champion. Van der Breggen followed her in second, Sierra took third. Guarnier also takes the overall lead and yellow jersey.
My teammates set me up perfectly today, and I owe a lot to them for getting me to the base of the climb as fresh as possible and really believing in me. And when you have strong women like that supporting you and telling you can do it, I start to believe in myself as well.
I know this is really important for Megan, but I think most of all to see she's back in shape again. It's the biggest point and the biggest victory of the day. And I'm really happy I can do something back, because she, and not only Megan, but also the rest of the team did a lot for me, and I'm happy that I can do something back and also get a second place for myself.
Me afecta un poco el frío y la altura, porque en Cuba estamos a nivel del mar, pero me siento muy contenta con el tercer lugar y espero tener muchos mejores resultados de aquí hasta el domingo.
6 Americans made the top 10 on the opening stage. Recent Women's World Tour leader Corin Rivera placing 8th. The general classification matches the stage result. Guarnier also leads the sprint and Queen of the Mountain rankings.